Yo, what's up, guys? So today we're going to look at an old trick, an old classic, an old sandwich trick in Magic, and it's by a guy named Arthur Buckley. It comes out of his book Card Control, which is just a fantastic little piece of Magic history book. What am I talking about? In any case, I highly recommend this book. There's a lot of good things in there, and it's just one of those books that when you read through it, it just sparks creativity and your imagination and your inspiration, your creativity, that whatever muscle part of the muscle brain that is, it really gets it going. Case in point, the sandwich trick in this case is his trick called Extraordinary Queens, and I've streamlined it and just fit it to my style, and I hope you appreciate it. Extraordinary! They're extraordinary queens. So for this trick, the participant can cut to any card they want to, alright? So in this case, they take the deck and they just cut to any card, alright? So they take a look at the card they cut to, alright, I won't look, and then they just cut it back into the middle of the deck, alright? So all I really know about the card is that it's lost somewhere in the middle of the deck, alright? So look, check this out. This trick is called the Extraordinary Queens, and the reason why it's called that, anytime I want to, I can just cut to a queen. Alright, so if I snap, I can actually get the other red queen, the queen's sister, to the top of the deck. Alright, so but the real reason why it's called the Extraordinary Queens is because if I take them like this, just give them a snap, just like this on the deck, I can get one card in between face down. What was the name of your card? Ah, the Nine of Clubs. Alright, so for this trick, what you want to do is take a queen, take two matching queens, and on one of them, you want to take a Sharpie or some kind of pencil and just make an identifying mark on both corners so you can spot it out from the other backs, alright? So it's easy to see from the other back designs, alright? So take a red Sharpie, just put two dots in the corners, and you're ready to rock and roll. So what you want to do is position the marked queen second from bottom, alright? So you can start out with the marked queen second from top, alright? So both queens are together, and the marked one is second from top, alright? So you can start out with just a shuffle, running both cards to the bottom like this, boom, boom, and then shuffle off normally. That way it looks like you're shuffling the deck, but really you maintained the marked queen second from bottom with the other red queen in the bottom as well. The reason why you're doing all this is because that queen will become a key card from the top here in a minute, alright? So what's going to happen is you're going to give them the deck, and you're going to ask them to just cut some cards, maybe about half, onto the table. So they do that, and then you ask them to look at the card they cut to, gesturing towards the top card of their packet, alright? So just look at the card you cut to, and they do that. In this case, we'll have we have the Six of Spades, alright? So they take a look at the Six of Spades, and you ask them now to bury their card like this, alright? So you ask them to take about half of the cards they have in their hand and put them on the table on top of those. So they do that. That puts their card on top now on this pile. Then you ask them to take the rest of the cards and slap them on top. So what's going to happen now is they're putting the red queens on top of their own card, alright? So although they've cut like 3 times at the table and look at the card and cut again, it feels like they're just losing their card and you won't be able to find it. But really what's happened is that you've positioned, they positioned their own card right below those queens, very close to the top of the deck, alright? So they're right there, and they're very close to the top. So now you take the deck, and you say, look, all I know about your card is that it's somewhere in the middle, and you're saying this as you're spreading, like a gesture, like you're saying what you're doing, or you're doing what you're saying. Alright, so it's somewhere in the middle, and all you're doing here is you're looking for that dot. I can see it's right here, alright? So that's where that queen is, it's right there. And what you're going to do, as you close up, is you're going to keep break directly above that queen, alright? So you close up, and you keep it break above it as you close up, like this. Now you can just cut the deck however you want to. I like to do a spin cut like this, and then you say, look, check this out. This trick is called the Extraordinary Queens. The reason why it's called that is because anytime I want to, I can cut to any queen, in this case, the Queen of Hearts. And if I snap my fingers, I can also get her sister, the other red queen, to the top of the deck, the Queen of Diamonds. Now what I've done there is shown both queens, and I've gotten a break under their card, the Six of Spades, alright? So any way you want to do that is fine, just as long as you show both queens on top and get a break under all 3 cards like this. Alright, is fine. Any way you want to do it is fine. So what you want to do now is take all three cards in middle grip like this, and then put the deck on the table. All right. So what I do is I just scoot these to the side like this, and then drop the deck on the table. That way, it looks very clean and very fair and loose, like you're not trying to hide anything. All right. So if you're if you're brave, sometimes you can get away with like, loosening your hand. So it really sells the fact that you're not like trying to be tight with it and you're not trying to hide anything, right? So you say, look, this is also why it's called the Extraordinary Queens. So what you're going to do now is produce the card, and it's going to look like it came from, like it's in the middle of the queens. So this is what happens in slow motion. So what you do is you hold the queens like this, and sort of like a pinch grip Elmsley count position, right? So yeah, basically your thumb was on top on the side, and your other two fingers, your index and middle finger, is under like this. All right. So what's going to happen is like an Elmsley count or like a Jordan count. You're going to just snap off the top queen like this onto the deck. All right. So at the same time, what's going to happen? You're like this, and you're just going to scoot this card over like this, so it looks like when you come back up that you just produced the card out of nowhere. And this is like too good for me to have invented it, but I did independently create this little thing, this little production. But if it's somewhere lost in a book that some of you may know, please correct me if I'm wrong by saying that I invented it, all right? So, any case, again, you're like this, Elmsley count position, that card is right there, boom, snap it off. At the same time, come back up with it to meet it. At the same time, you're doing that spread to make it look like there's a sandwich. So at full speed, it looks so damn good. I love it. All right, so you like this, and then the sandwich. Look how good that looks. I just love doing that. And then you say, look, the real reason why that's called the Extraordinary Queens is because one card appears in between them for the first time. What was your card? And say, wow, look, there it is, the Six of Spades. All right, so that'll do it for today's trick. I hope you liked it. Hope it piqued your interest. And you know what? I really appreciate you. And everything's gonna be okay. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.